In this quick video, we'll be looking at how we can create and edit slides in Notebook LM, an incredibly powerful presentation tool. So I am in Notebook LM right now. You can get to this by going notebooklm.google.com, and I am going to be looking at how we can create and edit slides that we can then put into our Google Drive or download or use for our presentation. And the editing is a little different in this tool because it is an image-based slide. So I'm going to click into a notebook that I've already created, and you can see I've added a ton of really useful resources that are going to be the content that this tool draws from in order to create the presentation. If you just click slide deck, it's going to generate a summary of all of your resources, which in some cases that's helpful. But 90% of the time, if you want to create in Notebook LM, you're going to click this little custom edit option here. So each of these tools have a customize feature, and you can see when I click that, it's going to allow me to then tell it a little bit more information about what I want. I've seen many people actually build out a slide by slide description. For example, you could say slide one, do this, slide two, do this, slide three, do this. Even co creating that in Gemini is a helpful way to get that going. I'm just going to show you what it's like to give a prompt. So we're going to click into this describe the slide deck that you would like, and I'm asking it to organize essential future ready competencies into a set of slides that feature our portrait of a comet skills. So I kind of tell it about the skills, tell it the general theme that I would like, and I'm going to hit the generate button. And what you'll notice is you'll get a generating slide deck pop up here, and it takes a minute in order to create those. So that took about 4 minutes probably, and I was able to answer a few emails while it was doing that, which is great. If I were just designing these slides, it would have taken forever. So let's take a look at what we got. When I click into these, I'll get a preview bar along the right-hand side of this, and it is generating this entirely from the research that we had in our notebook, which is huge. So let's take a look at how it did. And you can see I could run through each slide and determine, is this exactly the message that I want it to give? I want to point out there is a revise button. So it's not like you can just go in and change words. These are image-based slides. So if we want to make a revision on one of these, we're going to need to click on that particular thing, click the revise button, and then give our text-based directions for the revision. I do encourage you to be very specific with what you're looking for. So if there's particular text that you want rewritten, give it the exact text, all that good stuff. But you would just type your directions here, and let's say replace workforce trend with the word trend. So if I wanted to make that edit, you'll see that it's got pending changes, generates in a few minutes, and I could click this button when I'm ready to make that revision. So editing can be a little slow if you have lots and lots of changes that you make. Fortunately, it does such a great job that it is pretty accurate right off the bat, and it'll keep track of all those pending changes. So another tip, because it's going to remake your slideshow, put your feedback on all of them. So let's just say change the title. It's going to remember this on each slide. So when I review, you can see I've got a pending change on 7, a pending change on 10. When I review all of the slides and give my feedback to each of that. And then I would hit generate new deck. Otherwise, it's going to take you forever to go through the editing process. So um, when you get it to a space where you like it, you could always play your slideshow straight from here. So there is a start slideshow button. I know a lot of people like to store their presentations in Google Drive. So here is the workflow. They don't have a one button shoot into Google Drive, but they do have 2 downloads that you can take right here. So I could download a PDF document, or I can download a PowerPoint. If I download the PowerPoint, it's going to send that into my downloads folder right here. And then the workflow to get that into your drive is just going to be to take that download and drag it into that space. And then it will open. Again, the editing, it's image based. So the editing is a little bit tricky. You're not going to be able to just change the text on the slide. That's why I'm encouraging you to get it the way you like it here before you download it. Really, really useful tool, really useful feature. Can save a ton of time, and it creates very fact-based presentations based on the resources that you have. Hope this is helpful. Hope it saves you some time and helps you convey your message as a communicator really effectively.